Oh, you got to say that again. That was good.
Make some sense of this. Got to make some sense of this.
No,
Something.
what you said after that. It was a res geste. You don't even remember your res gestes.
No, what did I say?
A lot of people do not remember their We're just diving right in. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
We'll do the intro in a bit.
Yes.
Because most people don't remember their seed time. Right? Their res geste. That instantaneous and spontaneous. And that's one of those things whenever I notice something she didn't notice, it's called torture time.
What did I say? Tell me.
It's torture time. It's torture. No, you went right.
Oh.
Right?
Yes.
In other words, you showed up, participant. Right? Boom, in the room. Destiny activated. Right?
Yes, got
Look
it.
how Marvy Poo she looks. Anyway, welcome to another exciting episode of the Feel It Real Fun Show with VNTT. My name is Mr. 2020.
Yes.
To you.
Yes.
And, you are so lovely.
The 15th of November 2024.
That's right.
Cool.
And it's your manifesting questions answered live. Now, Monica, welcome to the show.
Hello, Monica.
Restarted up Manifesting Mastery course this week because we've been telling people, look, if you haven't done it, I don't understand. Because we eliminate the excuses. It's $1 a day for 90 days, and it takes 15 minutes. I don't know if I can get it, right? If you say you're not worth $1 a day in 15 minutes, your problem. Yeah. But anyway, Monica, so the other thing we're saying is, how long's it been? If it's been a while, send me an email. Let's do it again, right? I don't charge you for it. I love your updates, and I probably will drop hints. Like, why don't you pick this shit up to help you out with that stuff? Or the other way around. But manifestingmasterycourse.com. And we'll talk about Remarkable and other things later. But Victoria?
Yes.
Shall we dive in? Shall we, with a Neville Goddard
Shall
quote?
we do? Yes.
I am the adventure of Shall-we do. What
I
shall we
think
do,
I got some
Dan?
sun yesterday.
Well, you probably did because you were out in it.
I was in it all day.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Now, notice again how this happens, right? Yeah, what you get into, you get. Right? So she went out in the sun and she goes, I got some sun.
Yes.
Right? This is how this shit works. Everything in biology and neurology and psychology just reveals the nature of imagination. She goes out in the sunshine, she gets what?
Get some sun.
She gets some sun, right?
Yes.
So anyway, let's
Step
imagine up
back
the
a bit.
lovely.
Okay.
God, I wish I brought my slippers out.
Do you want me to get them?
No.
All right, you'll be okay.
Oh my God, would you? They're right there. There's some slippers right there. Yes. So I go to the pool, right, Talia? Talia. So I go to the pool, and every now and then I leave shit. Yes. And so every now and then I have to call up and say, hey, this is Mr. 2020.
Can you look in the lost and found box?
Can you look in the lost and found box and secure this for me?
Is this water bottle there? My slippers, my shoes.
So I did allegedly lose a water bottle the other day, right? Yes. And I went in and says, look, I lost a water bottle, blah, blah, blah. And they're pulling out these $50 water bottles. Yeah. It's like, is this at 20?
Oh, I'd like to say yes.
Right, I would love to say yes. A $50 water bottle versus my cheap shit water bottle, right? But I'm honest. But I'm leaving the other day, and I almost walk out without my slippers. Now, if you guys could see my slippers, you would understand the next comment.
Leave them.
And I turn to my friend Livia, and I says, she probably wouldn't mind if I left them here. And one of my little old lady friends laughs and says, you're right.
Exactly.
They're my slippers. They're very comfortable, like an old shoe or a state that I know very well. Elaine, welcome to the show.
What's the state you know very well?
Anyone. Any state you know well, it feels like my shoe, my car.
Come home to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Elaine, let's dive in with the quote. Victoria,
all right.
We got all sidetracked again.
Neville Goddard's quote today is, take my message to heart.
Hold on, let's talk about the stuff that most people miss. Don't just freaking think about it. Right? Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Feel it.
Yeah, take it to heart.
And apply it from now on. You can be the man you would like to be. Don't start dreaming about it. Awake and think from it.
All right? From it. From it. All right, there's something most people miss.
Well, I know a lot of these words. Like, I get them. Well, I hear them now.
Yeah.
But I never heard them before.
When you're ready to hear, you'll hear. Before then, you'll listen. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody hashtag that, right? Because it's so true. Yeah, I listen to 40 hours of Neville a day. Right? Different recordings in each ear. Right. Some of them are even those new ones.
Yeah, the AI ones.
Okay, cool. Shall we continue, Victoria?
We shall. Do not concern yourself about trying to meet the so-called right people.
There's this one guy I want to get on the podcast as a guest. Because once I do, everyone will go, Mr. 20 is so damn cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there is a fella, DJ Kaufman. He's a friend of mine. He works for Gary Vee now. And I want him on the podcast because he understands imagination. I've known him since he was 8.
You should do an interview with him rather than a podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, and it'll go on the podcast, right?
Yeah, got you.
And here's the thing. I'm not doing it to find the right people. I get it. Because DJ's always sharing good shit. And I go, right, how about if we make some good shit? Right? Anyway, let us continue.
Okay.
Monica Colby.
So do not concern yourself about trying to meet the so-called right people.
Right.
They are simply reflections of the activity you have placed within you.
All right.
Change your thoughts.
There's an activity placed within me.
Within you,
Right.
yes.
So we're talking about changing me, and then there's an activity that shows up in me. But I seem to digress.
Change your thoughts, and you will change the behaviour of those who surround you, for they are nothing more than your self-made visible.
All right, we're going to do the crass commercial for identity-based manifesting real quick because it's identitybasedmanifesting.com. Because here's the deal. Happy Loving Teacher does not have any thoughts about the price of tea in Spain. Doesn't care.
No.
Right? Happy Loving Husband has some very specific thoughts when he sees flowers at the store. Right? Happy Loving Puppy Dad just wants to turn around and beat it. Right? Beat him like he loves to be beat. Right? Yeah. So if you want to change your thoughts, you got to change your thinking. If you want to change your thinking, you change who you are. Identitybasedmanifesting.com. If you want it to be easy. Otherwise, you can edit every thought and write long scripts. But let's dive into the show, Victoria.
Okay.
So we got cool kids here.
Okay.
All right.
So the first question today is from Remarkable Korrol, emotions versus feelings. And Korrol asks, what's the difference between emotions and feelings?
All right, so Korrol asked this in the New Destiny group, but I answered it one way there. I'm going to answer it a different way here because I always want to touch and explore the questioner and the question. Now, putting this out to the masses without the background from the other stuff would make no sense what I said there. But I'm going to say something different here. Ready? Feelings, well, it's kind of different. Feeling could mean anything. Right? Now, I feel strongly about the United States election, or the United States, or the election, or eating flesh. Right? And Victoria hurt my feeling the other day. Right? She didn't mean to. But she does that. She's careless. At least that's how I feel about her.
Right.
Right? And then
careless, right?
Yeah.
And what's in your world?
And then there's my slippers.
Yes.
Right? They feel so good on my feet. Right? And I feel I can use them as a teaching story. And you get feeling can mean just about anything. I just gave like 6 different contexts for it. Emotions, on the other hand, are something that most people horribly don't bother noticing what they are. And let's just say emotions are labeled as energy. And I was sharing with Victoria this morning, I've got one friend that when he experiences an increase of energy, he always interprets it as anger. What do I get angry about? I've got another lovely friend. When he experiences an increase in energy, he just gets silly, funny, and goofy. That's his thing. I experience an increase of energy. My background is anxiety. What the fuck's going to happen? I experience a spike of energy. I look for threat. That's PTSD. That's my childhood. Right? And what's cool is we can stop adding that auditory label to a physiological experience. As soon as you do that, there's a truth that I keep sharing, and most people choose to ignore. Okay? And this goes back to the Sabbath. Ready? Every desire has its own plan and power fulfillment. That's Neville. And I agree because I've done it the other way. I've approached things that I go, right, I want that. Victoria, this is my plan, and I need you to push too because I don't have enough juice.
So it's like meeting the right people.
Yeah, exactly.
In the quote,
right? So
yes.
See how the quote shows up and grows up?
Yeah.
And when you really notice, this is my desire, I can accept it in its fullness or reject me. If I accept it in its fullness and not reject myself, I notice my desires are divine in origin, they have their own plan and power fulfillment, and my job is just participant. I get to participant in it. Oh, you remarkable kids. Gold here to be mined and refined.
Actually, that's interesting. So, because I know I said to you, which is obviously personally how, when you mentioned that to me, the question, like, I'll just repeat it, what's the difference between emotions and feelings?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
And how I feel about that. What I said to you this morning is it feels like emotions are like the naming of it, like it's all intellectual based with an emotion. It's just like,
isn't that
I
odd
feel happy.
and true?
Yeah, well, that's how I felt about it.
Yeah.
Whereas a feeling for me is so sensory. It's I just go into my body with feelings.
So Victoria experiences the click of the cottage door. And of course there's an ownership and an experience of an emotion there. But in this imaginal experience, she's not getting... she doesn't have to amp up her emotions to make something happen. She surrenders to the feeling of the cottage door, the click of the cottage door.
Which is the participant. Whereas the emotion for me is the bystander. It's like...
There's a part of you noticing...
Well, that's how I
there's a dance
use
there.
the words. But it's...
Nice.
So, it's interesting.
All right. Cool. Somebody tag us in a remarkable. This is some good stuff worth exploring there.
Cool.
Beth, yo. Lisa, yo. Oh, look at you people tagging lovely people. Thank you.
Good on ya.
Thanks, Lisa.
Okay.
All right, I think that's a good start. Korrol, thanks for the question.
Yeah.
And you guys that are in Destiny, notice how it's a little bit different, the way I'm exploring it here, but how they complement each other. And for you guys that haven't joined Remarkable yet, there's another one. JoinRemarkable.com. Let's do it, Victoria.
Okay. Sorry, I just suddenly went to the Destiny project as well.
Yep.
I mean, I know we've been doing participant and bystander, but I was thinking how the last call we brought up the ages and stages.
Yep.
And how that changes with emotions versus feeling, like with both those two words.
Yep.
Cool. Excellent. Thank you, Korrol, for your question. The next question is from...
Look how incredibly handsome I am today.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. Compared to a year ago. Chris Nelson, look how incredibly handsome I am. How incredible and handsome I am. Joe Weldon, yo.
Right. The next question is from Anand in Mumbai. Hello, Anand. Putting God to the test. Do we want to? Anyway. And Anand asks, how can we put God to the test, Mr.
Why?
2020?
So you remarkable kids notice that I literally demonstrated an accessed upside. Ready? Why? Why would you put God to the test? I'm not saying not to, but I'm saying why. When we can dive into a why, right? So here's what happens. The doctor says, you have extreme hypertension, right? And everybody goes home to Dr. Google, and they and they go to Dr. Google and say, why? After you find a why that makes sense to you, then you dive into the what. So this is really what to do, right? So how to put God to the test, right? Why? Now here's what I love, right? There's always an invitation to a possibility. And when I notice there's an invitation to a possibility, what I get to do, Neville Goddard said test, right? Test yourself, test God. But not as far as like, let's see if this really freaking works, right? It's more like, can I accept? Not what seems to be, what has been. Instead of accepting the history of my physicalness, my habits, what if I
accept the mystery.
Can I accept the mystery of me?
Yeah.
The possibilities that are presenting themselves to me now, the presents that I'm giving myself. Can I let that be how I'm present in the world? Notice how that goes back to the quote. Now, this is so cool because whenever you're giving yourself a test. And the test is this. Can I accept my wish in its fullness, or am I going to reject myself again? If I reject myself again, what are we going to do? We're going to look for that, quotes we have about there. We're going to look for
right
that.
people.
We're going to look for the right people,
Yes.
the right plan, the right something.
Yes.
Instead of right now, let's play. So this is really good. This is really good. So the quiz question, if we want to play the quiz question, if we want to test God, we notice why. And when I access that, what I get immediately is this whole thing. Here's the test, right? Am I accepting my wish in its fullness, or am I rejecting me? Boom. And why not? Join remarkable.com or wait.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Okay, very cool.
Never,
Thank you.
Never saw that coming, did you?
No, I didn't. Thank you, Anand. In Mumbai. For your question.
Anand in Mumbai.
Okay. The next question's from Eddie via email.
It's email Eddie.
I keep struggling, ... Eddie via email. No, I don't know. You can
Email Eddie.
do it. Email Eddie.
Email Eddie.
Okay. And Eddie asks, I keep struggling to go to the gym. I keep struggling to write my book. I keep struggling to eat right. I did the 7 lessons from howtofeelitreal.com.
What a yummy website.
I keep doing affirmations, even though you don't like them. What am I doing wrong?
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? I'm coming up with a brilliant answer. I've got a brilliant answer. I am a brilliant answerer.
Yes.
I'm coming up with a brilliant answer. I'm a brilliant answerer.
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 Yeah. Let me do it another way. Sorry,
Yes.
everyone. Ready? First person present tense affirmation. Got it. I am an asshole. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. Okay, let's add some emotion to it. Ready, go back to Korrol's question. I am a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people leader. Right? By the way, I've done that.
What's that got to do with emotions versus feelings? But anyway.
I am a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people leader. Now, I'll sing that. Sometimes Victoria says, I'm too busy to talk to you today.
Yeah.
And I'll drive to the pool all by
Or
myself.
I don't even bother saying it.
Yeah, I just leave.
out.
Yeah, and then I'm driving to the pool, Korrol, and I'm singing. I am a one-eyed, one-horned, fly purple people. Yeah.
Yes.
And so far, I have not turned into one. Ready? Neville says, skip affirmations and denials. If anything, they tend to confirm the exact opposite. You don't have to walk around and go, I am a one-eyed, one-horned, fly purple people. Yeah. Right? People notice what I am, and they tell me. Yeah, I love that song too, Beth. Let's sing it along, right? So you get what today's TikTok's probably going to end up being, right? Didn't plan it. But anyway, what the fuck was the... Oh, yeah. So I struggle. And this is really good. It's like a political speech. Email Letty gave me 3 different, right? And this is great. And that just tells me that your identity is struggle.
Yeah.
And what do you love? Things to struggle with. Right? You've got stuff you're struggling against. You see, if you drew a chart and you put a yin and a yang in it, and you did a with and against, right? One of the things that I noticed was strugglers, right? And that's an identity, basedmanifesting.com.
Yeah.
Strugglers, they struggle with things. I struggle to eat, I struggle to write, I struggle to go to the gym. All right. So they're struggling against these things. And then they struggle with, like, I don't know, they make up shit to struggle with. I do my affirmations.
Yeah.
It's just a really weird thing, the state of struggler. And it's an identity. And if you put this, if your identity is I struggle, right, and your experience is, all right, I'm going to sit down and write my book, you're going to struggle with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're focusing on changing an activity. Right? I'm going to go to the gym. No, well, you might struggle with doing that again.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. But people struggle against things and they struggle with things. And if you allow yourself to just notice, right, it's time for a new identity. Email Eddie. Here's the thing. What's the last bit to his question? Because it stood out to me.
What am I doing wrong?
Here's the thing. I don't know you. I don't. I appreciate you getting the emails. I appreciate you doing the thing, and
Good
I appreciate
on
your
you for
writing.
doing howtofeelitreal.com.
Yeah,
yes.
You did the 7 lessons.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? How would I know? I can't. I don't have a clue. And I've given up on comment coaching. I will have conversations with people and point, but trying to comment coach, total waste of time. Right? Your life is worth something faster than that. So we offer options. Here's an option, manifestingmasterycourse.com, $1 a day, 15 minutes. Because if you do manifestingmasterycourse.com, and here's why it is the absolute deal of the century. I tell people every 7 days, send us an update. I will read and reply. So if it takes me 5 minutes to do that, 2 minutes to do that, you're getting my time. And I'm getting to know you, and you're learning something in 15-minute chunks. The average person will go to McDonald's, and they will spend $7. They tend to go about once a week. They will spend $7, and they will consume their meal in 12 minutes. Do the math, do the research.
Yes.
So it's like, rightio, let me get this right. You will spend $1 a day eating McFood. That will take you 12 minutes to eat, right, total, and then wonder why your life doesn't change. Tin says MM is yum.
Yeah,
Thank
and I
you.
noticed Korrol said she spent less than a penny for that course.
Oh yeah, Korrol's done it
For the amount of
700
times.
times.
I know, good on you,
right?
Korrol.
And by the way, have I ever bitched that you've done it? No. Do I always reply to your emails? I do. Right? And we have chats and shit, right? And it's fun. It, honest to God, is fun. And here's the thing. You can settle for a Happy Meal once a week and give yourself big butt cheeks, right? Or... Can you tell the TikTok has infested me?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Manifesting badass.
Manifesting badass on TikTok, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got some choices to make. And a grown-up goes, rightio, I'll skip the Happy Meal once a week. That's $7. And I'll put that in manifestingmasterycourse.com. I'll spend a couple minutes a day, and I'll change my life. Right? And here's the thing, Eddie. I love you. You get it. I don't know what you're doing wrong because I don't know you, and I don't know what you're doing. If you do MM, guess what? I will know you, and I'll know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Makes all the difference. Actually makes my job possible.
Yeah.
Shall we continue, Victor?
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing for Eddie because I noticed how much of that is all to do with activities, which some people will get.
He's starting an activity.
To go to the gym, to write the book, to eat right. I did the 7 lessons. I keep doing affirmations. It's all
activities.
based around that.
Instead of identity.
But also I wanted to say that with manifestingmasterycourse.com, what I got for me was where I think it would be great for Eddie is that first principle of just be still and know.
Yep.
Every single lesson, just 15 minutes in that day. It's only you and that one lesson, and then obviously take it out into the day. But it's not about doing. It's being still with yourself.
Yeah, rest in that.
And yeah.
Let the lesson carry you. The other crass
yeah.
commercial that we keep using is identity-based manifesting. Seriously. Yeah, we do something cool in there with fingers. Right? We get your flesh involved, your physiology for a reason. I think it's some of my best shit.
Yeah.
And it's otherwise
shit.
Good shit.
I knew he was going to say that.
She knows.
Because I know you, yes.
All right.
Excellent.
Email Eddie.
Thank you very much for your question. Email Eddie.
Email Eddie.
And the last question today is from Remarkable Lisa Ann Rock. Life support or liberty? And Remarkable Lisa asks, hello, 20 in Victoria. Neville said, ideas only act if they are felt. Oh, this is interesting because it's almost a little bit of a like the emotions versus feelings. But anyway, ideas only act if they are felt, if they awaken inner movement. Inner movement is conditioned by self-motivation. outer movement by compulsion. Very nice.
I so want to say something right now.
The following is a portion of my post in Remarkable. Sitting in silence, I've reflected for days, a sort of year review. That's fascinating what I just said about as well, just like being still and not just being in that state. Okay, sitting in silence, I've reflected for days, a sort of year review. Naturally met me as autumn takes her final turn, yielding to winter's waiting. Swirling gold leaves, a celebration of another season's success. I have shed perceived desires. I had stacks of them stashed in my psyche. Things I thought I wanted, stuff I was destined to experience. One by one, they each had their opportunity to be given life. Some lasted but moments, others excited me for a few days. Then I became life support for them. That's when I knew I really didn't want them after all. Without naturalness, they evaporated like frost, sunned off rooftops. I'm lighter and liberated. Wow. Sarah Rigotti, who's also in Remarkable, reminded us, if I know, God knows. Please share your insight. Thank you, Lisa.
So you'll watch Inside, Outside, Upside Down. They're in Remarkable. So God speaks to man through the medium of his basic desires. Your desires are divine in origin. I never ask for guidance with action. Neville says that all you do and all that befalls you simply happens, according to your states. And so I just notice a real desire. I was going to say, oh, good God, there's a pug.
Oh, Steffi.
No, little puggy. There they go.
Off he goes.
There they go.
Sorry.
Right. By the way, a real desire. They go. Fuck, it's a pug. Right? They're on it. Right? This is really what life is like. If we have to keep resuscitating something, I get that it's what we think we desire, or what might be a middle,
or are we remembering our old and stuck in the old state, or something? I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't explored. There was a question in the group about assuming a state. I assume states by exploring them. And so, by the way, this is just like dating, Angie. I meet her, and I get to explore her and the world through her and with her. And then we see. And here we are, 14 years later, still exploring the world together, through each other and with each other. And for me, a real desire is a courtship, has a beckoning, has an invitation, not for me to change her or resist her changing me. Yet a lot of people think this about changing stuff. I get to discover who I get to be with her. Now, and now, and now. Hey, Stephanie. And now, and now, and now, and now. So, when so many couples get into this war of, I'll make you in the image I want you in, I'll make the world in the image I want it in, you suddenly become the world's parent. I don't want a parent. I genuinely want a partner. And so even though you're the sunshine that casts the shadows, and you're the sunshine that dispels the shadows and reveals the rainbows, we really get to notice what's delightful for me to give life to. I'll go real practical for a second. 2024, I made a lot of progress with my body. Incremental progress. And I bragged about it in public and in Remarkable. At the end of the year, I was still walking with a walking stick, still taking painkillers, but I was making progress. Look at me go. December 24th, I had a fantastic shift, an epiphany that helped me move my identity to a whole new level. And I remembered an identity from my teenagerhood. And I went into Fighting Fit. And then that moved into Fighting Fit Fleshitarian. And I've been having a blast for 11 months and like 15 days or so. Maybe a little longer than that. But it's been an absolute effortless blast that has invited me to do things like swim and gym. And I don't use a walking stick. I can't remember the last time I've had painkillers. If you look at my physical body in the past year, it's radically different. And if you notice how we're teaching, it's growing as well. And so, watch the upside show up. I thought I wanted progress. I thought I wanted progress. And again, I got to refer to you guys in Remarkable. What I really wanted was participant. What I really wanted was a whole new life to participant in. Not to improve my old... See, here's what people settle for. I'm improving. Right? Well, improvement is taking your shit buggy and putting in a new radio and then cleaning the tires. And wondering, why is it the same old shit buggy? I put a new radio in and I cleaned the tires.
Yeah.
Right? On the other hand, in 77 minutes, I manifested a Mercedes. I have no regrets. David Brown Mechanical has the Bimmer. I think the rego expires today on that. I better poke him. I swear to God, I think it's today. So David Brown Mechanical has the Bimmer. He's my mechanic. And when I asked him, what do I do with this? Am I looking at 6 months or 2 years to put money in? He goes, you're going to start putting money in about 6 months. And I said, not going to do it. He goes, what are you doing with the car? I says, probably, I don't want to junk it, but I don't want to deal with people on Facebook either. Right? And he says, can I have it? What do you want? I said, you give me whatever it's worth to you. We can trade. Right? Boom. Mechanic happy, I'm happy, right? And because I desired for the car not to get chopped. And he loves that car. And he can work on it because he's the mechanic. And he doesn't have to pay himself money. Right? I chose to move into a new vehicle. There they go. Listen to it. Anyway. So,
Right.
Your real desires are like courtships. They beckon, they invite you to be someone new. You can't be the old person. Yeah, the whole thing, you put new wine into old wineskins. I'm going to still be the same asshole and get completely different results. Let's see how that works out for you. Right? You get to change who you are and how much you participate in and how you show up in the world. And then everything changes. So in other words, it's a love affair with me and her, and me and me, and her and her. And it does this. Versus force, frustration.
I just want to say right now before I
Yeah.
forget it, because I love what you just said then, that a real desire is like a courtship,
Yeah.
and it beckons. That
Yes.
is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just wanted to say that. One thing I've noticed is, so everyone knows how much I love my garden, but it's felt like, so it's like it's lost a bit of luster. I don't know. Like, it goes into phases of feeling like hard work instead of just adoring.
Yeah.
And I can see it evolving. Like I said to you the other day, it feels like it's a very young garden because we stripped it clean, basically, and planted. But it felt like it was getting older, and I guess I'm getting older. But, yeah, so it feels like something new. Like it's about the garden and our home. But it feels like I'm almost like waiting for something new to come in. It's a weird feeling.
So in Destiny, we're exploring ages and stages.
Yes.
In Remarkable, we're exploring participant.
Yeah.
I'll toss something out that everyone can run with.
Yeah.
One season of you is the old buffalo with wisdom and effort that has been put forth, and what you've learned from that effort, which is wisdom. Another part of you is jumping mouse. And you can take a walk in the garden as a little girl, or sit in it as a teenager with a ciggy. And these other yous, that if you participant in the garden as somebody other than the current age of you
that I am,
and the current stage of you, if you take a walk in the garden or sit in the garden as that frickin' teenager, hot teenager with her ciggy, who probably doesn't give a shit about the garden at all because you're a hot teenager with her ciggy, or a little girl. Wow.
That wants to pull the plants up.
Well,
Don't!
I remember Lilith, and we would take walks in the woods and stuff, and on the bike trail.
Yeah.
And her little fingers would perform the magic that was beckoning her. And the magic that was beckoning her was the same magic that was beckoning me. In other words, I'm pulling seeds off of things. As we walk through the tall grasses, we pull the seeds off without thinking. In other words, there's a beckoning. The seeds need to be pulled off for the grasses. And somebody looks at that meadow and imagines the beauty of it. And for that meadow to be beautiful next year, their imaginal act, my fingers and the 3-year-olds get to pull grass seeds off without thinking about it. This is what we get to do. As a little child in the garden, you will experience the garden completely different. As springtime in the garden, you will experience the garden completely different. Doesn't matter the season.
Yeah.
So you've just come through the hard work of spring heading into summer.
Yeah.
Summer in Australia is hard work. And you know this biologically. You can also explore it as an autumn. Go sit in the garden as if it's autumn and look at the past season and go, wow.
I love autumn for that.
You see her shifting
It's
to
just
autumn?
like you can just, you just feel everything starts resting down. Wow, traffic stopped.
Yeah. It'll move for me to get to the pool.
Yeah, okay.
So you notice she just shifted into a state we're calling autumn. She went to a different stage in life. How's your biology feel now compared to 5 minutes ago? How's your neurology? It's
very relaxed.
You're very different. You're showing up completely different. When you do the edits, you'll see it.
Yeah.
And this is... Oh, fuck it. You can just struggle forever. Right? Eddie? Struggle forever. Just struggle. Try to make something happen.
Yeah.
Be the parent of the universe and scold it when it doesn't happen and get frustrated when it doesn't listen. You got it? Or identitybasedmanifesting.com. Or joinremarkable.com. And those in Destiny, you get where we're talking again. Ages and stages. This is good shit. All right.
Okay.
Lisa, thank you for the
Thank
dance.
you for a fabulous question, Lisa. And I love that they evaporated like frost, sunned off rooftops.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dyes, like past desires that no longer hold us anymore.
Yes.
It's just gorgeous.
So I believe the word is prose. P-R-O-S-E.
Yes.
And good old Mrs. Severin. She's another one that's dead now. And she was my English teacher in high school. And I was probably her most frustrating and rewarding student, Jody. And I experienced with her that there's two ways we can approach anything, poetry or prose. And you get there both states. You can walk through the garden and do a checklist. You can walk through a garden and do a figure out. We'll call those prose. Poetry, on the other hand, whatever Lisa said, I can't remember it because it doesn't go to my head; it goes to my heart.
Yeah.
And I go, wow, something, the frost or the dew evaporating off the something. Wow. And I'm not gone. I'm everywhere. Right? We can go through the garden and go very rational. January 2024. Ta 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 ta. Or we can be magical in the garden, everywhere, all at once, letting everything touch and tickle. Hi, Heather.
Very cool. Yeah, that's a prime example for me, like Lisa's post.
Yes.
Like so much of it, like with the
It's
frost
poetic.
getting dropped off the rooftops.
Yes.
How that evokes a feeling.
Yes.
Not an emotion. Like going back to
it's
the
an
initial
experience.
question
It's an
of
experience.
the difference between emotions and feelings.
Yes.
And it just
But by the way, here I'll go back to the original question. Korrol, we used yours as the original. Hey, so how would your life be differently if you doubled your income and worked half the time? Oh, I wouldn't be stressed out. I'd be happy. Right. Well, let me tell you a little bit about my world. So I double my income, work half the time, double my income, work half the time again. Not bragging, just saying, and we can do this, right? We can explore this, right? So I double my income, work half the time, and I go shopping. And I don't go shopping in a rush, and I don't go shopping and I'm rude and stressed out. Remarkable kids, we went shopping together last Friday or something, right?
you did with Tap. But anyway.
No, I won't tap. It was all in fun. Korrol was there. She's a witness. So I go shopping for fun and friendship and fellowship, and it's divine. So I'm not just less stressed and happy. That tells you nothing. Double my income and work half the time, I get to have more divine moments of magic and share those with you, because I go shopping and make friends. I had the whole bottle shop singing George Michael's Faith the other day because they didn't have her chosen wine. They had a wine called Faith, and I said, I know she liked it. I don't know if she likes it. I'll only take 2. And remember that song that George Michael sang?
God,
and the next thing you know, yeah. I've got 3 lovely chicks, right? 2 friends, 1 stranger, right? Singing, gotta have faith, 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 baby. Oh, we were having fun, right? Because that's what I do. Anyway, double your income, work half the time, happy, stressed, faith. And you?
What do you mean, I mean? Is this our strawberry bit? I haven't even held up the card yet.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, I didn't do mine yet.
So what we want to know is tell us what was your hashtag strawberry bit.
I got to tell you, come here before you say anything. Look at the rascals.
Oh, they're just sunning on the lawn. It's getting warmer these days. So mine is what I said. Oh, you're going to try and take a photo? Yeah. Mine is how you said a real desire. Can't remember the next bit, but the bit after that was it beckons you. So what was
courtship?
It's a courtship. I loved that.
I didn't know that until today.
Didn't you? 20's taking a photo. Once he's finished, he'll tell you his strawberry bit. Thanks. Well, you type in your strawberry bits. What's your strawberry bit, babe?
I'll go big chunk as usual. Love the way they weave together. I'm always...
Make it brief.
Can you believe that? By the way, they waited till the end of the show, right? My strawberry bit is how it all weaves together. I always find a quote, and Lisa sends a thing, and then I put up the stuff, and then different things show up, and the magic that happens is we weave it together. And to me, this is an entire... When it stops becoming about the things you're trying to net and capture and bring in, and it starts becoming a way of weaving a life worth living,
Yes.
time to go. But that's my strawberry bit. So Love you guys. Woohoo.
Cool. That's it?
That's all I got.
Okay, it's a bit noisy.
So we know why why we've got traffic.
It's not our problem. Right. They're doing something out.
Yeah, they're grinding stuff. Y'all know, right? So let's talk about affirmations for a second. Ready? Hashtag trees are made of noise. Any question about that?
Yes.
Because if you feed a tree to a chipper, a little bit of wood comes out and a whole lot of noise, which means trees are made of noise. Now, why do people love affirmations? They love affirmations because they light up the two feel-good centers of the brain, according to fMRI studies like The Simpsons. But here's the thing. People will say, well, people that are successful talk different than people who aren't, so I'm going to use words that make me successful. I call bullshit. The reason I don't say some things is because it's not coming from my state. My state has me say certain things. My state also has me say specific things, certainly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If we make weird conclusions, like I will change my words so I become more successful, rightio. You change your state so your words change naturally. Go back to the quote way up top. And remember, hashtag trees are made of noise. All right? We all know they're not. They're stored sunlight. But I seem to digress. See ya.
Bye.